First of all, thanks for being here in my YouTube channel. So friends, in this video that is on the topic trigonometry, so we are going to learn a model number 2 concept, that is allied angles. So I will tell you all those stuff later on. Before watching this video, do not forget to watch the previous lesson. So already it's a third lesson. Already I have posted 2 videos on trigonometry. So lesson number 1, introduction about trigonometry. So lesson number 2, that is model number 1. So kindly watch the model number 1 first. So there I have told you what is called as trigonometry ratio and what is called as trigonometry angles. We have learned one table chart. What is sine 0, sine 30, sine 60, sine 90, 45, tan 30, tan 45. So we have learned all those values in the previous video, which is called as model number 1. Without learning model number 1, kindly do not watch any trigonometry videos. Why? Because model number 1 is the basics of trigonometry. Right, wherever you see tan 45, wherever you see sine 30, you have to apply the table chart value. And you don't want to sit and buy at the table chart. I have told you a shortcut also how to learn the table chart easily. If you write a sine value, so reverse, if you write it in a reverse way, that will be the cos value. If you write the same sign in an opposite way, that will be the cosecant value. So similarly, tan opposite will be cot. Right? So I have in the previous video I have explained everything. So kindly do not forget to watch the lesson number 2, that is model number 1. After watching model number 1, do not forget to take the test. Write the test. Why? Because only then you will get a practice. First watch the video and then write the test and analyze your score, and then come and watch this lesson number 3, that is model number 2. And here I will be completely teaching only for competitive exam students. If you are a school student, kindly do not watch this video, because I will be teaching shortcuts here and there that will be applied only for the competitive exams, not for the school mathematics trigonometry syllabus, right? So friends, here in this model number 2, but model number 1, if you already watched the video, you know, right, what we learned and how to solve a question. For example, if it is tan 45, yes, if it is tan 45, we can easily say the answer will be 1, because according to the chart, we have learned what is tan 45 degree. So similarly, if they're asking like what is sine 30, we know the answer. If it is cos 90, we know the answer. But in case, if they're asking a value like what is sine 120 degree, or else what is tan 300 degree, in those cases, even though you learned the table chart in the previous lesson, you can't able to find the value for it. Why? Because 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. And then 180 we have learned, 180 will be 90 opposite multiplication of 90. That will be goes on. So we have learned the table chart only for these trigonometrical angles. But when you take sine 120 or tan 300 or else cos 120 or 270, so for these angles, it is called as model number 2. For solving these kind of number, you have to buy out this chart. Very easy, very simple, right? I will be teaching you very, very slowly. Once you buy out this chart, similarly like model number 1. Model number 1 also I have told you a shortcut, right? How to easily buy at it. Similarly here also I will be teaching very, very slowly, right? Once if you watch the video, you too will automatically buy at this. So after buy atting, solving all these questions will be very, very simple. You don't want to sit and buy at half an hour or 1 hour this chart. So I will teach you how to write all the values in the chart, right? First step. So here, starting from 0, right? So this will be 0 degree angle, starting from an angle 0. So this will be 90 degree, yes, 90. And this will be 180 degree. And this will be 270 degree. And this value will be 0 degree, or else it can be written as 360 degree. First step. So friends, understood, right? So starting from 0, 90, 180, 270 and 360. And this is called as a first quadrant, right? First quadrant. This will be second quadrant, and this will be third quadrant, and this will be fourth quadrant, right? Second step. So first step, we have written all the angles starting from 0. So again ended at 0 or else 360. Second quadrant. So first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. And next importantly, if the values are even number, right? 180 is an even number. 360 is an even number. If the values are an even number, no change. I will tell you later on everything, but remember this alone. If the value is an even number, no change. If value is an odd number, you have to change. Right? That's it. First, we have written the angle. Second, we have written the quadrant. Third, change and no change. If it is an even number, you don't want to change. If it is an odd number, you have to change, right? So next step, most important step. So in order to understand what are all the trigonometrical angles are positive and what are all the trigonometrical angle that lies on which quadrant is negative, my guru taught me a small shortcut. I think to understand which trigonometrical values is a positive and which trigonometrical values are a negative, which quadrant it is, right? For by adding that, so we all silver, tea and the cups, right? So this is the thing what my teacher taught me, right? Starting from the first quadrant. So this is all, this will be silver, this will be tea and this will be cups, right? My guru taught this, and some students from a different state, all students take chocolates. So different way you can learn, but this format is a shortcut format to understand what all the trigonometrical angles are positive in which quadrant. That's it. First, all, right? All means all the trigonometrical angles are positive. So sine, right? Sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, cot theta, cosecant theta, secant theta. So which means all the trigonometrical angles are positive. So this is called as all. Next will be silver. So silver means starting at S, right? So which means this will be sine and cosecant theta, right? Opposite of sine, cosecant. So these two are positive. All the remaining values are negative. What are all the remaining trigonometrical angles? Cos, tan, cot, secant. So all the remaining trigonometrical angles are negative except these two. So for instead of by-hearting this easily, that's the reason we have learned this small shortcut word. So all the trigonometrical angles are positive, all silver, starting from S, silver, right? So T means what? Tan theta, right? And cot theta. Tan opposite will be cot. So these two are positive. All the remaining things are negative. Sine, cos, cosecant, secant, all the remaining four trigonometrical angles are negative. So last will be cups. So C means cos theta. So cos theta and secant theta. So these two are positive and all the remaining sine, cosecant, tan, cot, all the remaining will be negative. So friends, understood or not? So in order to write this correctly, my guru taught this a small shortcut, right? So in case if required, you can learn this because you won't make any mistake. So all silver, tea, cups. All the trigonometrical angles are positive. Silver, S, starting from S, which means sine theta. Sine theta, cosecant theta alone positive. All the remaining trigonometrical angles are negative. Now, third, all silver, T. So T means the starting letter is T. So which means tan theta and cot theta. So tan theta, cot theta are positive. All the remaining trigonometrical angles are negative. So cups, C, starting with the letter C. So cos theta and secant theta alone positive. All the trigonometrical angles are negative. That's it, right? So this is the thing we have learned, this small shortcut word. That's it, right? So first what we learnt is, we learnt the angle 0, 90, 180, 270. What is the next step? If it is an odd number, right, you have to change. If it is an even number, no change. And then you have to understand which quadrant it is. First quadrant, starting from there. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. And then we have learned that small shortcut word, all silver, tea, cups. It is your wish. Some teachers will teach that all students take chocolates. So all comes in the first letter. The meaning is first letter. All will be positive. Silver, starting with S, will be positive. S and cosecant opposite. Tan, cot opposite, and then cos, secant opposite. These values are positive, and in this quadrant all the remaining are negative. Similarly, in the fourth quadrant, except cos theta and secant theta, all the remaining trigonometrical angles are negative. And in the second quadrant, except sin theta and cosecant theta, all the remaining trigonometrical angles are negative, right? That's it. So last step. First you have to understand by seeing a question, right? If it is, example, if you take sine of 180 minus theta. Example I am saying, if it is sine of 180 minus theta is equals to question mark. So what is the answer? First, just listen here. You have to see the number, right? So 180 minus, by seeing this, first you have to decide that which quadrant this trigonometrical angle lies. 180 minus, we know this is 180, this is 270 and this is 90, right? This will be 180, 190, 200, 210, it goes on like that. If it is 180 minus less than 180, less than 180 means it lies on the second quadrant. So friends, understood or not? So all these will be less than 180. So we can say this will be 90 plus. So 90 plus or else 180 minus, all these lies on the second quadrant. So this angle 180 plus 180 degree plus all these or else 270 minus, all these lies on a third quadrant. So similarly 360 minus or else 270 plus lies on the fourth quadrant. So starting from 0 to 90, it lies on the first quadrant because all the values are positive. I will tell you about that later on, right? So understand that if it is 90 plus comes in the which quadrant? So this is 0, this is 90. So 90 plus will be in this angle. So 90 plus will be second quadrant. 180 plus 180, 190, so it goes on. So 180 plus will lies on the third quadrant. 270 plus lies on the fourth quadrant. Right? So that's it. I will tell you how to solve a question later on by just seeing this number like this. First you have to decide the given question lies on a which quadrant. That is most important. So after fixing the quadrant, we have learned all the shortcuts because we know which of the values are positive and which should be changed and which should not be changed. I have told you everything. So first you have to seeing the question. By seeing the question, you have to decide which quadrant the given question lies. So after finding the quadrant, solving a question is easy, right? So friends, this is the first step for solving a question on model number 2. So first step we have completed. So first step is what? To buy at this chart value. That's it. So I think it is easy, right? It is not very difficult. When we are at the schoolings, right? My teacher taught me in 9th standard, I think so. 9th standard or 7th standard, we started learning the trigonometry topic. At that time, it was very, very difficult. We don't like trigonometry in the schoolings. Even now, most of the students won't touch the trigonometry topic. But if you are preparing for any railway exams, right? Railway exams or SSC, staff selection exams, or else you are state level competitive exams, kindly learn trigonometry. Because in every competitive exams, in medium scale competitive exams, you can able to see 2 to 3 questions are from the topic trigonometry. When you take the memory based question papers and see 2 question or 3 question, they are asking only from the topic trigonometry. So it is easy, right? Why? Because model number 1, if you watched my model number 1 video, you know how to solve it. Similarly, after watching this model number 2, you will feel confident that you can able to solve a question. So be strong. Very easiest topic. Trigonometry is a vast syllabus, but I will teach you only for which you have to learn for competitive exams. That alone I will be teaching you. So just watch all my trigonometry videos. Do not forget to write the test. That is most important. After watching the video, practice is must, right? So friends, I can tell you again, right? So what we learned in the first step. So first step, angle. Second, change, no change. If it is an even, no change. If it is an odd, change. Third step, quadrant. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. And the final is the trigonometrical angle, what are all the values are positive. So for that I have learned one shortcut, all silver teacup. All values are positive in the first quadrant. Second quadrant silver starting with the letter S. So which means sine opposite will be cosecant. So these two will be positive. So other than these two, all the remaining trigonometrical angles on the second quadrant will be negative. So coming to the third, all silver T. So starting with the letter T, tan theta. Tan theta opposite will be cot theta. So tan theta and cot theta will be positive. Other than tan theta and cot theta, all the remaining will be negative. And the fourth, so T cups. So cups starting with the letter C, so cos theta. So cos theta opposite will be secant theta. So these two will be positive in the fourth quadrant. Other than that, all the remaining trigonometrical angles are negative. And finally, we have learned by seeing a question, you have to decide which quadrant it lies. If it is 180 plus this quadrant, that is third quadrant. 180 minus, so this will be 180. So 180 minus will be in this way. So 180 minus will be second quadrant. 90 plus will be this quadrant. 270 minus third quadrant. 270 plus fourth quadrant. 360 minus, so 360 minus will be fourth quadrant. Right. So now let me move on to some of the example questions. Second step, we will be solving example question so that you can able to understand what we learned in the chart and how we applied in the question. So friends, here I have taken an example question, right? Just two example question initially. So the first value is sine 120 degree. So what is the answer for sine 120 degree is equal to question mark. So the first step, you have to split this 120 according to the chart angle, right? Do not look at the chart anything. First, you have to split the value. After splitting the value, you have to check the chart, right? So first, sine 120. So this 120 can be written as 90 degree plus 30 degree. Yes or no? Because 90 plus 30 will be 120. So now, after writing in this way, right? Now look at the chart, what we learned here. Sine 90 plus 30. So what should be your first step? So first step, you have to see it is 90, 180, 270 or 360. So now it is 90 degree. If it is 90 degree, whether change or no change. If it is an even number, no change. If it is an odd number, you have to change. So here it is 90. So you have to change. The first step. The change here is 90 plus. Which quadrant it lies? So 90 plus will be second quadrant. If it is a second quadrant, except sine theta and cosecant theta, all are negative. Here it is sine theta. So sine theta lies in a second quadrant, it will be positive. So first positive. Sine t, we know that if comes 90, right, we have to change. So sine should be changed as cos. So here 30 degree. So cos 30 degree will be root 3 by 2. So friends, understood or not? This will be the answer for the first question. If you are learning for the first time, right, you will have lot of confusion. But slowly solve the question, right? First time alone, it takes more time. For solving 5 or 6 question, it takes time. So after coming to 7 or 8th question, you automatically solve a question fastly. I will tell you again. So first, sine 120 degree is equal to question mark. So we have to split the 120 as 90 plus 30. Sine of 90 plus 30. So now sine 90 plus 30 lies in a which quadrant? 90 plus. So 90 plus lies in the second quadrant. If it is a second quadrant, sine and cosecant will be positive. So here we have sine. So it is positive. 90. If it is 90, we have to change. Which we have to change? Which letter we have to change is this angle. Sine angle should be changed as cos because sine reciprocal will be cos. So sine should be changed as cos. 90 plus 30. So this angle alone you have to take here. So cos 30 root 3 by 2. So friends, understood or not? We can solve another one example question. This cos 120 degree. So what is the first step? First you have to split this, right? So this can be written as cos of 90 degree plus 30 degree, right? So what is the next step? You have to check which quadrant this angle lies. So 90 plus, if it is 90 plus, lies on the second quadrant. If it is a second quadrant, other than sine and cosecant, all are negative. Here it is what? Cos. So it is negative. What is the next step? Just see 90. If it is a 90 degree, it's an odd number, so you have to change. So cos should be changed as sine. Right, so now 30 degree, that's it. So now we know that what is sine 30? 1 by 2. So answer will be minus 1 by 2. So friends, understood or not, right? So first question alone you might feel difficult, but after solving 2 or 3 questions, automatically you can able to solve it. So be slow first time while solving a question, be very slow. I will be solving some more examples here. So here is the another example question, tan 300. So we have to find what is the answer for tan 300 degree. So most of the students have this doubt, right? Can I split like this? Tan, some students will split in this way. Tan 270 degree plus 30 degree. Right? Because tan 270 plus 30 will be 300. Or else some students can split like this also, right? This is also possible. 360 degree minus 60 degree. Yes or no, right? Both are correct. If you write like this, it's correct. If you write like this, is also correct. But the final answer will be same. No worries, right? Just see here. So we have to find what is tan 300 degree. So first step, what is the first step? We have to split the value. So this can be written as tan 270 plus 30, which will be 300, or else 360 minus 60. You can split in any way, right? So now let me take this first question, right? So tan 270 plus 30 degree. So what is the first step? You have to see which quadrant it lies. It lies 270 plus 30. So 270 plus. So 270 will lies on the fourth quadrant. If it is a fourth quadrant, except cos and secant, all are negative. So here it is tan. So negative. So what is the next step? 270. So 270 is what? 270 will be an odd number. If it is an odd number, you have to change. So tan should be changed as cot. So here it is 30 degree. So now find the answer for cot 30 degree. So cot 30 degree will be root 3. So answer for this question will be minus of root 3. So similarly, you will get the same answer here also. Just see tan 360 minus 60 degree, right? So what is the first step? You have to check this angle lies on a which quadrant? 360 minus 60. So 360 minus will be on the fourth quadrant. So if it lies on a fourth quadrant, cos and secant, other than cos and secant, all are negative. So here it is tan, so negative. So next will be what? 360. We know that negative, right? 360. So if it is a 360 even number, just listen here. Here odd number, so we changed. Here 360 is a even number, no change. You have to write tan as it is. So now here tan 60 degree. So what about tan 60 degree? Is root 3. So friends, understood? Even if you write this value in any way, you will get the same answer. So when that is most important, if it is odd, you have to change tan as cot. If it is even, keep tan as it is. So only thing is this positive and negative plays a major role, right? So why we written negative? Because it lies on a fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant where cos and secant alone are positive, all the remaining are negative. So fourth quadrant tan will be negative. So answer for this question will be minus root 3. Next, some example questions I have taken. So first is cos 240 degree, right? So if it is cos 240 degree, what is the first step? You have to split this, right? So cos of 270 minus 30, right? We can write this in this way. So 270 minus 30 will be cos of 240 degree. So now just check which quadrant it lies. 270 minus. So this will be 270 plus, this will be 270 minus. So if it is 270 minus lies in a third quadrant, so except tan and cot, all the remaining will be negative. So here it is cos, so negative. Next thing, 270. 270 is what? 270 is an odd number. So you have to change. So cos should be changed as sine. So here it is 30 degree. So sine 30 will be 1 by 2. So answer for this question will be minus of 1 by 2. Now easy, right? So next will be sine 330 degree. So this sine 330 degree can be written as sine of 360 degree minus of 30 degree. Yes, sine of 360 minus 30 will be sine 330 degree. So 360 minus, if it is 360 minus, lies on a fourth quadrant. If it is a fourth quadrant, except cos and secant, all the remaining are negative. Here it is sine, so it is negative. Next step, so sine 360, here we know that 360 is an even number. If it is an even number, no change. Write the sign as it is. So here it is 30 degree. So minus sine 30 degree will be minus 1 by 2. That's it. So this will be the answer for the question. So friends, now understood or not, right? So this is the way you have to solve the question on model number 2. Right? So in model number 2, what we learned is, I will give you some homework question if required. Right? So I can rub this, right? Okay. So just find out all these values. What is the answer for it? So tan 120 degree, cot 120 degree, secant 120 degree, cosecant 120 degree. So I can write the answer also here. So here is the homework question. So check whether you are getting the answer or not. If I made any mistake, so kindly tell me in the comment section what is the mistake I have done. So I think I'm getting the answer for all these values. So kindly check this, right? So That's it, friends. This is model number 2, right? In model number 2, only learning this chart alone takes you time. So for learning this chart also, I have taught you very slowly, and I have told you what all the shortcuts are there, how to easily bigot all the trigonometrical values which are positive and which are negative, and change and no change. So all these things I have taught you, right? So if you learn the chart, then solving a question will be very easy. In the next video, that is on model number 3, by using a similar chart, we can solve some lengthy question. That's it, right? Similar like model number 1. Model number 1, initially for learning the table chart alone, trigonometrical angle alone, we take time. But after learning it, we can able to solve all the lengthier questions in trigonometry. So similarly, initially you might take time to solve these kind of simple questions. If it is tan 300, sin 240, initially be slow while solving a question if you are a first time learning. And if you are like after solving 10 or 20 question, automatically you can able to solve all these kind of model number 2 questions, right? So once that's it, try to solve the homework question and tell me whether you are getting the answers or not. So friends, thank you so much for watching this video. After watching this video, do not forget to write the test on the trigonometry, right? I have posted only one test, that is model number 1 on trigonometry. So kindly take the test. You can purchase it on either mobile application, Feel Free to Learn, or you can visit my website feelfreetolearn.com. there also you can able to purchase the test. Do not forget to purchase the test, right? So first only 99 rupees, purchase it and write the trigonometry model number 1. So after teaching the model number 3 also, right, 3 and 4, I will be giving you a next set of tests on the trigonometry. So until then, solve that model number 1 test. So friends, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you really like it, share the video to your friends, those who are preparing for the competitive exams. So thank you so much for watching it. Bye.